Previous lecture we had discussed what is the meaning of the function directing, right? We discussed what are the features of directing and the importance of directing, and I just touched upon that what are the different elements of directing. There are 4 different elements of directing, starting with supervision, motivation, leadership and communication. So today we'll be taking up the first element of directing, that is supervision. Now I think you must all be aware, or familiar with the word to supervise. What is the meaning of to supervise? जब हम कहते हैं ना इसको supervise करो, that is just to oversee, okay, or oversee the actions of a particular individual, oversee the actions of a particular individual and making sure that his actions are directed towards achievement of a specified objective. ठीक है, जब एक बच्चे को काम दिया, टीचर सुपरवाइज कर रही है, तो वो देख रही है कि वो काम कर रहा है कि नहीं कर रहा, और सही काम कर रहा है कि नहीं कर रहा, एट द राइट स्पीड कर रहा है कि नहीं कर रहा, कि एट द एंड ऑफ द पीरियड हिज वर्क इज कंप्लीट. दिस इज नथिंग एल्स बट सुपरविजन. So supervision includes giving instruction as to how the work is to be done, right? And at the same time guiding the employee to do the work in the right manner and in a manner so that the objective is achieved within the specific or stipulated period of time. Now with this, if I was to define supervision, it is guiding and directing the efforts of the employee towards accomplishment of organizational goals. Supervision doesn't mean कि आपने केवल instructions दे दी that step 1, 2, 3 these have to be performed by you. You will also have to be there with the employee at times, seeing कि जैसे आपने instructions दी हैं क्या वो उसको वैसे ही follow करके काम कर रहा है कि नहीं कर रहा. If he is deviating somewhere, so you have to be there as a guide and a mentor to the worker, okay, so that उसका हाथ पकड़ के उसको सही path पे हमें चलाना पड़ेगा. This is what is supervision. Right? And this particular function of supervision is performed by the supervisor working at the operational level of, this is working at the operational level or supervisory level of management. Manager working at the supervisory or the operational level of the management, right? So basically he is the one who is in direct contact with the factory workers. There are different functions that a supervisor is supposed to be performing. The first function, day-to-day contact with the workers. Now as I told you that supervisor is the supervisor works at the operational level of the management, right? That is a level just above the factory workers. So he is the one who comes in direct contact with the factory workers, and he has a face-to-face contact and interaction with each worker at the operational level. He acts as a friend, philosopher and guide to them, right? He tries and maintain a good rapport with all the workers so that they listen to him, right? And also he gives them the kind of a confidence that he is always ready to listen to them, right? He's always there. The workers of a factory, they need to have full faith and confidence in the supervisor, right? Secondly, he acts as a link between the workers and the management. He is the only one who comes in direct contact with the workers, right? So he translates the objectives and the plans and the policies which have been designed by the management, right? He translates all those in the form of objectives and further communicates those objectives or plans and policies of the management to the workers, and in the similar way he gives a feedback of the workers' performance back to the management. He also takes up the grievances of all the workers back to the management. So he is a very, very important link between the management and the workers, right? Then he ensures performance at work, right? After he has given instructions to the workforce, after he has given instructions to the workforce regarding what is to be done, how is it to be done, right? He ensures, he supervises, he oversees that each and every worker is performing the assigned task, right? Then ensures quality. Not only that each and every worker is performing the assigned task, but also that the result of that task conforms to the standards, right? The result of the task conforms to the standard. The output that he is getting, the output that each worker is giving, it conforms to the standards, preset standards. Gives feedback to the workers as well as to the managers. Okay, now to the managers, there he is going to give a feedback that whatever plans and policies that the management has come up with, right, how well the workers have received, how well the workers have accepted those, okay, or has it led to an improvement in the performance of the workers or not. Then he gives feedback to the managers also. Managers ka bata diya, he gives feedback to the workers. Now whatever is their level of performance, ठीक है, whether they are deviating from the standard or they are conforming to the standard or they have performed much better than the preset standards, he is going to give them the feedback about that, which is further going to boost the morale of the employees who performed above the standard, and those who are a little below the standard or deviating from the standard, they will further be motivated to better their performance, right? After that comes maintains group unity and harmony amongst the workers. Whatever, see, when you are working in a group, wherever kahin pe bhi 2 या 3 से ज़्यादा लोग होंगे, तो there are bound to be differences of opinions. So it becomes the duty of the supervisor to iron out all those differences, because he is their friend, philosopher, guide, confidant. Right? So he makes sure अगर किन्हीं दो लोगों में कुछ differences है, because if there are differences, then the organizational climate is not going to be very, very healthy. Clear? So he tries his level best. It is his duty to make sure that there are cordial relationships amongst the workers. If at all there are some differences, they have to be sorted. Right? Thereafter, boosts the morale of the workers, or as it is written, builds up high morale of the workers. He always encourages them, right? He always gives them a pat on the back for a good performance, and those workers who are not performing that well, he keeps motivating them. He keeps motivating them that yes, you can do it, you have the potential, right? You just need to put in that extra bit. He keeps on encouraging them so that they are motivated to better their performance every time. Last but not the least, suggests training programs. Supervisor is well aware of the performance level of their workforce, right? And he is also aware of the areas of their shortcomings. Fine. Depending upon what are the areas of the shortcomings, हो सकता है उनको लग रहा है that the computer, all the workforce, if they are computer literate, things would become better. They'll be able to make their entries in a faster manner. So he can identify, this was just an example. So he can identify such areas and suggest training programs to the management to be conducted for the workforce. Alright, with this, even the workforce is going to feel motivated that the supervisor is thinking about us. He is thinking for our growth and development. This was all about supervision.